You are working as a chief administrative officer in a small town in Georgia. Early in the morning, one of your city council members comes to your office looking very upset. He tells you that he called a press conference at 2:00 p.m. at a local cemetery that is maintained by the city on the outskirts of town. He is visibly upset as he explains that he found Confederate flags placed throughout the cemetery, which is an affront to him and to the unmarked slave graves in that cemetery. He is coming to you to ask how they got there. You know nothing about the flags and tell him that you will look into it right away. Upon further investigation, you learn that a local Civil War group quietly placed the small Confederate flags on the graves of Confederate soldiers on the 4th of July out of respect. The group argues that they have every right to place them there, just as families place flowers on the graves out of love and respect. The group, along with its attorney, plans to attend the press conference that afternoon. After learning about the groups and the individuals involved, you anticipate both a media frenzy and negative publicity for the city, worrying that it might even make national news. Your goal is to intervene in the matter before the situation becomes explosive. You make arrangements to meet with both groups at 11:00 a.m. to come to some kind of resolution. As a local government administrative official who is faced with a divisive community issue, this is an important meeting for you to earn the respect of your community and credibility among some powerful and vocal civic groups. You realize your job could be on the line in terms of how you handle this matter. You realize also that how you feel about the issue personally should not come into play. You understand that you must respect the opinions, freedoms, interests, and rights of both sides within city policy and all the laws. You decide that you should think through the matter by putting your thoughts on paper. Compose a 1,000 to 1,500 word narrative that is organized into the following sections, each identified with the appropriate subheading. 1. Symbols. Objectively analyze the situation in terms of Stone's Chapter 7 discussing symbols. 3 to 4 paragraphs. Stakeholders. Briefly summarize the views of each group of stakeholders. 1 to 2 paragraphs. Goals. What are your goals of the 11:00 a.m. meeting? 1 to 2 paragraphs. Approach. Using Dunn's Chapter 3 as your guide, discuss what approaches you will use to facilitate the meeting. Bring these two opposing groups together and discuss the problem in a productive and respectful way. 1 to 2 paragraphs. Policy. What governmental policy alternatives will you offer the group that will be acceptable to both? 3 to 4 paragraphs. Be sure to be realistic and objective in your analysis, relying heavily on the Stone and Dunn texts, as evidenced by proper APA in-text citations. Include a title page and a reference list.